joined by John Hope Bryant, the head of Operation Hope, of course, to get his thoughts about what took place yesterday, but also where we go from here. John, just give us your sort of initial impressions as you watched this play out yesterday.
Hi, Andrew. I was heartbroken, and I talked to Ambassador Andrew Young immediately after. For those who are not totally familiar, he was on that balcony with Dr. King when he was assassinated in 1968, pointing to the shooter. But he had been pointing the problems, he and Dr. King, for a decade before that. They'd been warning. They'd come to Washington on a march saying, we're here to present a check, march non-sufficient funds. That march was totally nonviolent. They called for the best of America, Andrew. And he and I agree on several things. Number one, that America is an idea. She's not a country. We can make her whatever we want to make her. And yesterday we made her a mockery. We made a mockery of our democracy. And we're better than this. Number two, what became clear, and I got a text from the future leader, the king of one of the countries in Europe, who is an investor. And he said, what's going on in your country? This is heartbreaking. And what became clear, Andrew, is that this is bad for business. And this is what I want your audience to understand very clearly, is that this became broadcast all around the world. And this is very much like the 60s, Andrew, where you had local leaders in that case. You had governors and you had mayors. Bull Connor, as an example, who stood in that walkway and said, you will not get past me. Beyond my dead body, we will have access. You're having that happening at the federal level now. But it was the private sector, Andrew, that stepped up and integrated the South. It was the private sector, not government, that said, enough of this, knock it off, take down the whites only signs. It's bad for business. It's bad for investment. It's bad for our brand. It's bad for our image. Of course, it's immoral. It's unethical. It's repugnant. It's disgusting. But it's also, for those who are just bottom line watching this, who want a reason to act, it's just bad for business. It's bad for America. It's not how we sell a growth of our country. I think the last thing that hits me is that this is, and I in no way do anything but condemn what happened yesterday with these rioters. But I do understand that this is a 70-year-old broken ladder that we saw in Washington yesterday, Andrew. This is poverty. This is white, frustrated, high school educated. I've been left behind 70 years ago, plus with the Industrial Revolution, poverty. That has been lied to and given misinformation, and it's obviously some people are easily manipulated. So you have blacks and whites here in different ways expressing their frustrations. This suggests that something's wrong with our business plan for this country, Andrew. We need to get our vision back, our hope back. We need a plan, as I keep saying. We need a business plan for this country that includes all of God's children and includes the rising up in a positive way of people like Sam Walton, who started Walmart with a high school education, not rioting and breaking things down, but building things up and creating jobs, or all the black entrepreneurs who came from nothing and built thousands and tens of thousands of jobs and opportunity and created wealth. The color has to become green again, not red or blue, but the color of U.S. currency, the color of aspiration, what we did in Atlanta. To turn that city into a place of prosperity for all. Now, as you know, Andrew, one of the 10th largest, I think the 10th largest economy in the U.S., the only international city in the whole South, because we decided to argue over things that were important, like who got the prosperity and how to spread it around, not over stupid stuff like who goes to a water fountain, who gets into a building, race, and this what happened in Washington D.C. Arguing over a non-issue. Beating each other up, killing each other over a non-issue, over one man who's not even a Republican, in my opinion. He's a Democrat. He's about himself. We've got to knock it off. We got to stop it. And I like that the business leaders came out, I think it was the Wall Street Journal this morning, and did a bit of what I'm talking about here. People I know, Larry Fink of BlackRock and Jamie Dimon of JP Morgan Chase and others, and said, in words as strong as what I'm saying now, this is not the America that they know, and it's immoral, it's unethical, and we need a plan. And as you know, I've proposed a new Marshall Plan, and I know you have the Problem Solvers Caucus coming on your program a little later, and I commend them because of them we had the latest stimulus. These are Republicans and Democrats working together. I call it Get It Done Party. Reasonable people, this vibrant middle. This country is really not red or blue, it's fuchsia, right? You've really got people with a Republican head, a Democratic heart saying, how do we bring this country together? That's what makes this country great, man. And I'm heartbroken, but I'm also hopeful. Rainbows after storms, and I'm hoping that this program is beginning, and the conversations you're having are beginning of a conscience for capitalism and a rainbow after storm, and public sector leaders who join together with the private sector to create jobs and opportunity and a rebuild ladder again for all.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.